Hey guys, yesterday on my Twitter I posted a poll about what did baseball Twitter think the most important thing was when a college coach was coming to recruit, scout, evaluate pitchers in high school. I'm pulling up that post right now, and if you look at it, I was pretty happy with the results. I mean, every answer, there was pretty even spread between the four answers. Velocity got 25.6% of the vote. Pitchability and projectability finished at the top with a little bit more at 27.9%, and mentality got 18.6%. One of my goals with this question was to see, number one, what everyone thought the most important thing was. Me personally, this was almost a trick question because all four of these things are very valuable when it comes to evaluation of pitchers and amateur arms. Just for everyone watching, I'll go through each four of these and just kind of give a short explanation on what they mean, what coaches are looking for when they're scouting it. Velocity, this is the most obvious one. How hard do you throw? What's your general area, your sitting range? When someone says they sit a certain velocity, there's usually a 2 to 3 mile an hour range, whether that's 88 to 91, 91 to 94. That's your general velocity range. And then you have your peak, which is usually 1 or 2 miles an hour higher than your sitting range. Pitchability, this one is a little bit more tricky. Basically, can a guy really pitch on the mound? Does he know how to mix it up in the strike zone with his off-speed pitches, his fastballs? A pitchability guy that can really locate, command his pitches around the zone. He's going to be really valuable, and velocity is not going to be as important for a guy like that. If you have a guy, let's say at the Power 5 level, if he sits 89, 91, 92, but he can really command three pitches, that's going to be a valuable arm at any program in the country. Projectability, this is kind of the one metric that you can't do much with. It's basically, a lot of it is genetics. Projectability, if you're looking at an arm in college that's 6'4", 175, and he's throwing high 80s as a junior or a sophomore, it's going to be pretty easy for a college coach to think, we get him in our strength program, he adds 30 pounds, you add more muscle, more mass, you're probably going to be throwing harder in a few years. You can easily project that guy getting into at least the low to mid 90s, versus a guy who's like me, 5'10", 170 pounds, 75 pounds. It's going to be a lot harder to look at a guy who's throwing mid 80s or high 80s with that range. How much better is he going to be able to get? He's not going to be able to add as much weight, as much muscle. Just not going to be as projectable. Mentality, it got the least amount of votes, but I think this is probably one of the most important ones. Again, all four of these are important. Again, it's not like the spacing of these are 1, 2, 3. I mean, these are all vitally important. But mentality, this is the one that I've seen kind of regress over the last 10 years. You see a lot of bad body language at high school games, even on college games, pouting on the mound. You give up a solo shot, it's very easy for the opposing team to see you're mad about it. Again, it's okay to be mad about it, but when you're in a game and a team sees that you're frustrated because you gave up a home run, if I'm in the opposing dugout and I'm getting ready to hit, I'm like, man, we got this guy. We're going to jump 2 or 3 more runs on him. So mentality, I think, is one that has regressed over the last 10 years. And this is one that is a little bit harder to scout because sometimes you go watch a kid and he's just balling out, and you never get to see that adversity that may show you what kind of mentality he has. How would I rank these four metrics? I would go pitchability. I would go mentality and velocity around the same, and projectability is last. And this is for college. Remember, a pro scout is going to much more highly value projectability because they have a kid for 7 years. So when you're talking about college pitchers, you need guys that can throw strikes, and you want as good a velocity as you can get. But the most important thing is a guy that can fill up the zone, because if in the college game, especially if you're walking guys, they're scoring. I do broadcasts for SEC Network and ACC Network. I can tell you almost every inning a leadoff hitter is walked, that guy scores in college baseball. So that's how I would rank them. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll be making another post later today talking about and asking you guys, what do you think the most important thing is when it comes to a position player? We're going to go kind of both defensively and offensively, and I'm curious and excited to see what you guys think.